You're listening to the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
You're listening to the Big Guy Sports Radio Show. Your home for New York sports.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Big Guys Sports Radio Network here on Wednesday, finally the 1st of July, 2020, also known as Bobby Bonilla Day, which we'll get into.
Yes, sir.
We are here, your hosts, Jim and Mac, and later on we'll be joined by Matt for our head-to-head sports edition of Feuding, Family Feud, to see who knows more about the sports and who doesn't. Not a debate. It's a game show. So anyway, we are
I'm better at debating, Jim. Come on, give me a break.
No, but I mean, I can only do so much, you know.
Right.
So, you know what?
So today, Jim, I was on a conference call with the Yankees again. Yesterday was Cashman. Today, it was with Aaron Boone, the manager of the Yankees. A little question and answer session with a lot of big names in the press. I didn't get to ask my question that I wanted to, which was better than all the rest of the dumb questions they asked. But they got some good information, and hopefully we share that tonight at some time. And I'll ask my question to you, Jim, so that way I at least can get it answered, for God's sake.
All right. Well, I don't know if I can answer it, but we are now having in John Scully is coming in, so we have a guest coming up in a couple minutes here. Iceman John Scully, who we've had on the show before, was a big hit. He is a trainer, former Golden Glove winner. He's going to come on a little bit and talk about his, one of the guys he helps train, light heavyweight Dr. Beterbiev.
That's going to be
Beterbiev. I have that name down pat, I think, hopefully.
How did you say it?
Beterbiev. I hope
Beterbiev, yes, sir.
And say that's exactly how it's supposed to be.
Yes, sir. I hope that's right too, because that's what I call him. Man.
I've done a lot of practice on that, on learning that name. So that's pretty good. Beterbiev, if I have it. I think I did. So,
sounds good. I mean, he's a great guest. He's a great guest when he was on before. Very knowledgeable, middleweight, light heavyweight contender. Got some decisions go against him. He could have been a champion. So I mean, he was great amateur, great boxer, professional boxer, and a good trainer right now.
Yeah, and we also have got we're going to talk about some basketball stuff, some hockey stuff. We'll get to touch base on the hockey has narrowed it down to the two cities, so we pretty much know who that's going to be, and none of it will be in the U.S. So we got all that stuff, Yeah,
it'd be great, Jim. It's going to be great covering. We should have a really fun show for the people today.
Absolutely, and they'll get to hear him call in because that's how our system works. So, we'll see what happens,
Should be very interesting. I can't wait to hear the phone call.
So, he'll be in a minute. So a lot of good stuff. We'll talk about Bobby Bonilla Day. Yeah. We'll talk about the NBA and actually if they'll actually play. We'll talk about the NHL stepping up and paying out their bonuses. And we'll also talk about the two hub cities that were pretty much confirmed. And then we'll get into a little game show. I'm telling you, game show is going to be fun.
I can't wait. I can't wait to try it.
Everyone can blame me because I'm digging for content, people. There's not much sports news. I mean, I can't talk for 45 minutes about the fact that they're showing up for testing today, baseball players.
Yes, that's not.
Plus, I want to save some baseball stuff for Saturday, so I gotta, because the whole show's baseball. So
we can review the notes too, Jim. I mean,
we are going to bring up the Aaron Boone stuff. Because that's definitely fresh, but I have a lot of, we have other stuff we'll get into on, Saturday. I saw the pictures today, the Mets showing up at the stadium, the Yankees showing up at the stadium. People are showing up, getting ready to go. MLS, hockey is getting ready to go. Not hockey, soccer. I'm sorry, MLS. They're ready to go. They're playing. Yeah. I don't hear any complaining about MLS. Like Alexander's 7 days to go. They're not complaining about anything. They're just going to go.
Yeah, definitely. And South Korea already went. So, I mean, hey, listen, sports are happening. It's just some people in different places are willing to take the chances, and hopefully we are too.
Yeah, it's going to roll. I mean, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. At some point, they just have, we have to just figure out what we're going to do. You know, everybody's going through it. You know, I'm about to go get tested because my wife was, you know, dealing with her thing. So we're about to go get tested. It's just one of those things that, you know, you're either going to go and try to, you know, get through it, or you're just going to shut everything down for another.
Exactly. So hopefully,
who knows?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so we're going to go and check it out, and hopefully everything is okay. But at the same time, you know, hopefully they'll all play, because you're seeing in other countries, they seem to be playing successful. So, yeah. You know, certain sports have been going on and they've been playing, you know, successfully. And you hope at the same time that, you know, we have the same ability to, you know, take care of the athletes and take care of the people, and, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, listen, they may not be going up like we are right at this point, but like we said before, Jim, the positive testing doesn't mean that more people are dying. All that means is more people are being tested, which is good that we know what's going on out there.
Yeah, they told us. They said they're so backed up on testing that it's going to take 8 days to get the results back. I was like, 8 days.
Wow, by then you'll be over and it wouldn't matter anyway, hopefully.
Well, you know what the thing is that you look at it. Oh, here we go. So we got my man Iceman calling in. Let's get him in here. Thank you for calling the Big Guy Sports Radio Show. How you doing today, John?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. You're on with Jim and Mac.
How you doing?
Hello, Mac.
What's up, Iceman? How you been, my friend?
Everything's great. Everything's really good.
Well, we're glad to have you join us again, because we had a great time the other day when we had Jack Hirsch on, and he spoke very highly of you, by the way. He said that you were a great boxer and you should have won some titles. He said that's what he said. It's a good things to say. So, go ahead. Sorry, we might have a little delay on the phone. But
it's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to listen to that show. I look forward to it.
Yeah, good stuff to say. So we'll turn it over to Mac to start it. We all got some questions for you, but we'll let Mac get into it for you.
How you doing? How you doing, Iceman? Listen, the first question I got for you is in the training aspect. Now, I follow boxing for a long time, and I can't recall any trainers that have gone on and be successful that are former competitive, solid boxers. Is there anyone that I'm not thinking of that became a very good trainer that was a former solid competitive boxer?
Oh, sure. Buddy McGirt.
There you go.
World champion.
Yes, sir. That would slip my mind. Thank you.
I'd slip my mind, so you got us both.
Okay, next one for you, Ice. Next one for you, Iceman. When and where did you meet Artur Beterbiev? And when did you decide to train him?
I'm his assistant trainer. His head trainer is Mark Ramsey, who's trained the likes of Eleider Alvarez and John Pascal. David Lemieux, very good trainer. So what happened was a few years ago, 2016, early in 2016, they were looking to add to the team somebody that had been a professional fighter before and was a trainer, someone that had more of an American style, I guess you could say, and maybe just to give us some different looks as far as perspective from a former boxer. And so Russ Amber, who's a great trainer in his own right, he recommended me, and I had known Mark a bit because years ago I had sparred with John Pascal in Montreal when he trained John. So he knew me, and so they brought me into training camp, I guess, for a trial basis, and we all hit it off very well from the start, and I've been with him ever since.
Wow, very cool.
Excellent. All right, let me ask you a question. So we saw a report that Artur had refused to travel to China to face, is it Meng Fenlong? Hopefully I pronounced his name right. because of the repressions in China. Was there a reason that he couldn't come here to fight?
Well, Fenlong was going to come to Quebec City after. They changed it. When the coronavirus hit, we were in training camp. We were only like 12 days out, 14 days out, and so the fight was in Quebec City. They changed it to Quebec City. It was all set, and then when the coronavirus hit, we had to cancel the fight, and I had to actually get out of Canada on like 1 or 2 days' notice, or else they were going to keep me there.
Okay, fair enough. That makes sense, actually. So let me ask you one other one. This one was a good one that Jack had brought it up when he was here, and I just felt like, that's a good question. So, we asked him about Beterbiev, and he said that he thought he was very talented and that he would pretty much roll through the light heavyweight division, and that there wasn't really a lot of good competition for him there, that he didn't think he'd have much trouble. So he mentioned that he thought in the future for him to get the bigger fights, the bigger publicity fights, he might have to move up to heavyweight. But one of the questions he had that actually is my question as well is that something he would consider doing, knowing he had to put on 45 pounds at least? And if he did do that, do you worry that putting on 45 pounds would affect any part of his game that might slow him down or like affect him in a negative way?
Yeah, I mean, I can't see that. I could never see him going to heavyweight. He's a big, solid light heavy, but you're talking guys that are 6'6", 270. Big difference. I mean, Arthur makes 175 pretty comfortably. So I could never see him as a heavyweight, especially at his age. He's like 35 years old. So it would be all artificial weight at this point. And I can't see that happen.
All right.
No, I can't see that.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, because what Jack was saying, and just to follow up on that, was that it's a lot easier to move up in weight than it is to go up and down. For instance, if you want to go up and fight, a cruiser and then come back down and fight like a super middleweight, that's a lot harder than just, moving up a class or two to put on that weight to fight. It's not as bad. So in your opinion, that would be a no-go then?
Yeah, I couldn't. No, those guys, I mean, they're huge compared to Archer. He'd look like a little kid,
Okay, so my next question for you, Iceman, is that the best fight that I saw and that Archer had was when he went up against, and hopefully I'm pronouncing this right, Gvozdyk. Am I saying it right?
Oh, Gvozdyk.
Yes, sir, Gvozdyk. It was a 10th round TKO. Will there ever be a rematch of that fight because it was so action packed?
No, Gvozdyk just retired about 2 weeks ago.
There you go.
No rematch.
That's easy.
Yeah. Gvozdyk is a very, he's the best guy Arthur's fought. He's probably, the second best light heavyweight in the world. But, we had a big advantage because Arthur had fought him as in the amateurs and had stopped him as an amateur as well. And, the fight was so conclusive that, I couldn't see him doing much better in a rematch.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, so then tell us what is next for Mr. Beterbiev. Like, what is in the future? Because we really, what's his next fight, and where does he go from here? Like, where is I hate to say big money, but that's what they talk about in boxing all the time. Where's the big money showcase fight down the line in the light heavyweight division if he's not looking to ever move up?
Right now I would assume that he's got to, fulfill the fight with Fenlong. And then, there's a lot of good super movements that that supposedly want to move up. But right now, the best fight, I think for the division is Bivol. Dmitry Bivol is another light heavyweight champion, and he's also a fellow Russian. So there's that angle, just like with the Gvozdyk fight. Bivol is very good. I don't think he could hold Arthur off, but he's very good. He's probably, like I said, the second best light heavyweight in the world right now. So that would seem to me to be the most obvious fight.
Excellent. Well, we're looking forward to that. I mean, we're definitely keeping an eye on it, and Mac is definitely going to do everything in his power to make sure everybody starts paying attention that watches us to boxing, because he wants to get it. He wants a big component of boxing. He wants to get it back to where it is. So, Mac, I'm rooting for you to get it out there, and we'll be watching it. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah. I mean, Iceman, I really hope that I know that Beterbiev Artur has 2 belts right now. How many belts are left out there for him to fight for? How many more titles in the light heavyweight division?
Well, in boxing, unfortunately, there are 4 major sanctioned bodies, which is, I like 2. When I was a kid coming up, there was 2. The WBA and the WBC. Then the IBF came in, and it was all right, and then now they have the WBO. So people generally recognize those 4. So those are the 4. Those are the 4 that we have. But Arthur, in certain divisions, fortunately for the guy who has the belts, like if you have right now, whoever the WBA champion is, say, it's pointless to a degree, because you have that belt, but everybody knows Arthur's the best light heavyweight in the world. So they call them belt holders instead of champions.
So is there any plans on trying to unify all 4 belts?
Yeah, well, Bivol is the WBA, so we're obviously trying to get him. So that would be the most logical course of action. And then Canelo won the WBO. I can only speculate that his people know that Arthur's way too big for him, and it would be too much of a risk. So he gave up that title. So now somebody's fighting for it. I forget who. It might be Joe Smith and somebody. I'm not 100% sure, but somebody's fighting for the WBO. But Bivol is the WBA, and he's the guy I think that's the most logical fight. So a win over him would give us 3 belts.
Is that just a matter of waiting the turn with him, or is that something that he's not ducking you guys? Is he? I gotta ask. It's business, so I'm sure they would love to, hold on to the belt as long as they can, without such a risky fight. But money talks. So if they offer Bivol the right money, I'm sure it could happen. So I don't know what their plans are in terms of his team. So I can only hope and speculate. But I know that Arthur is the type of guy. He would really like to unify. He would fight. One thing about Arthur, you don't have to worry about him not wanting to fight somebody. Right.
Very cool. Very cool. I mean, one more, Jim. Yeah, yep. One more for. Okay. In the promotions now, I mean, to make this fight happen, whatever belt you're going after, what is there multiple promoters that you go through, that you pick through, or do they come to you and they ask you, what are you willing to do? What kind of money are you looking for?
Right. Well, the way it would work is, like Arthur is promoted by Bob Arum. So, Bob's maybe the top promoter in the world, certainly top 1 or 2. And then his opponent has, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Bivol is with Bob Arum as well, so it's easy to make.
Okay.
But basically, in a situation like that, this is where it gets tough, because you get a guy and say, for example, Arthur is with Bob Arum, and he usually fights on ESPN. But then you get another guy, and he has a different promoter, and he usually fights on PBC or one of those stations. So now you have guys with conflicts. Who's going to give up their TV, and who's going to give up the most money, and all these type of things. So that's why a lot of fights don't get made. Because it's not because of the fighters; it's because of the back room stuff where people can't agree for different reasons. People are in the boxing business are always trying to maintain power, and to do that, they have to be in the driver's seat generally when the fights come up. So a lot of guys won't risk that, and that's why some fights don't happen.
Makes sense. Well, we appreciate you coming on and taking a few minutes again to come on and talk about your fighter. And we're both, we're really looking forward to watching him fight and looking forward to the next fight. So please keep us in the loop and let us know when that next fight gets scheduled and how we could go about watching it so we could see it and see what's going on.
Yes, sir. Okay, yeah, I'll keep in touch for sure, and hopefully we can gain some new fans through your outlet, and it'll be a great thing. So I'll definitely let you know, and we can talk again before the next fight.
Thank you. It'll definitely happen because I promise you, Mac will not let it not happen.
Thank you, John. I really appreciate it.
Yep. You have a good day, John, and be safe.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me.
Thank you. All right, so we got some insight. So I mean, we one thing we learned for sure is that and he said it as confident as you could say it. Beterbiev is not moving up to heavyweight.
Right, and that he is probably the best light heavyweight in the world right now. So that's going to be hard. As what Jack said when he came on, Jack Hurst said, he's like, this fight that they're lining up with Meng might be a decent moneymaker for him. And then when he does go to try to unify it with Gavajic, I think that's how he said it was said. When he goes to fight that guy, maybe they'll get, since Aramis is their promoter on both fighters, they should be able to get together and hopefully these guys make a decent payday.
Well, and the interesting thing, what he said actually made sense when we got a chance to listen to it, is that, he's fighting at 175. So for him to go up to heavyweight, he's got to put on at least 45. So you're looking at 220. But 220, even he said it, the other guys are going to be fighting at 260, 270. So he's going to be fighting at the lightest heavyweight weight you could possibly fight at, and he's going to be at a disadvantage.
And the height too, only 6 foot. That reach ain't going to be there for him, so he ain't going to be able to stick and move. And like you said, the weight is going to be low. So he's not going to have a reach. He's not going to be maybe big as these guys. And what did Ice Man say? He'll look like a little kid next to these guys.
It'd be ridiculous to even think of him to try to put on like 90 pounds to be close to Fury. That's insane. I almost got him. I know he wanted to say that the other guy was ducking him. I know it because it's that. I know he's like, hey, he wants to hold on to his money. He's you got to play politics. You don't want to get anybody upset and make it worse. That's how you get paid. You build it up. You build it up. I can't wait to watch him fight. For someone like me who's actually never had a chance to watch him fight. Because boxing is these days is so hard to see, you don't hear about it as much because unless you're talking about the Furies and the Wilders and other things, they don't hugely promote it anymore.
Well, I'm going to tell you and anybody listening out there, if you want to see this guy go to work, YouTube channel, they got a special on him fighting. He's knocked out everybody he's gone against. The man is an animal. I didn't know he was 35. I didn't know he was that old.
He don't look that old. He looks
not at all
25. God bless him.
But boy, this guy is relentless. He's got power. He stands there and he take your shot and he just starts mauling you. He's unbelievable. He's like a powerhouse. He's a heck of a fighter.
Absolutely. Well, you're listening to the Big Guys Sports Radio Network with Jim and Mac. We are live on Facebook. You can like us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at the Big Guys Sports. And we are here, and we are now ready to move to the next subject of the day, which is one of my favorite days. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something. A lot of Mets fans complain about this, but how about giving Bobby Bonilla some credit?
Definitely.
Like, he set himself up to where, and many of athletes in our time have made a lot of money, even boxers, and then blew it all.
Oh, yeah.
Broke.
Oh, yeah.
He made it to where he never had to really go to work again because he's getting over $1 million salary every year till he retires. So even if he goes out and makes stupid decisions back when he got the bulk of it, he's not broke.
Yeah, that was a heck. I mean, I don't know. Did he said that? He must, his agent, or I don't know who talked to him, but that was a unique. I mean, there's other players that have done this, but back then when he did this, that was a unique kind of thing. When I saw that, I'm like, this guy's got some smarts, man. Because, if you get –
has smarts, right?
I mean, if you got $20 million, you know what you're going to do. You're going to go buy the boat. You're going to go on vacation. You're going to buy the house. You're going to try to open a few businesses, some restaurants or some nonsense. Here, this guy's got $1 million a year coming in. He still has to budget himself to an extent. But, man, he's got money coming in every year, man.
He gets $1,193,000, give or take $1, all the way through 2035. He's still got 15 more checks coming.
Unbelievable, right? I mean, how much do you bank of that a year? Do you take like $200,000 and just invest it every year? I mean, that's got to be unbelievable.
Well, I mean, like Alexander just said, when he's done, he'll be 72. So basically, he made it to where if Social Security ran away, he don't care.
Yeah.
If he's banking some of this, when he's 72, he's going to be living the dream. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, you asked me, what do I do with the money? Well, it depends what I did, because let's not forget. Yeah, he took this money and spread it out. But there were also other contracts he got before the Mets where he got a lot of millions up front. Maybe not what the players get paid today. So I don't know what kind of life, he's living. Like, did he use them when he was in the game? And he had those big contracts and he went and bought his $6 million home or whatever he paid for it. Did he pay it off? Like, is his home paid off? Is his cars paid off to where when he gets this money, he can bank $800,000 if he wanted and be fine and live off of $300,000 a year? I don't know what his situation is. Did he buy 22 houses where he needs this money to, pay the mortgage? I have no idea.
It's just a heck of a deal. And like, when you talked about his big contracts, he was one of the best ball players at that time when he was playing. What he bat, I think he has a lifetime of 279. He has 472 slugging percentage. He was on the Marlins in the World Series. I mean, he led the league in extra base hits. He was in 6 All-Star games, 3 Silver Slugger awards. I mean, this guy was a heck of a ball player.
He almost makes $2 million a year, because I'm going to run down some important facts for you. Not only does Bobby Bonilla get a deferred contract from the Mets, which is the only thing people talk about, the Orioles also pay him $500,000 a year for 25 years till 2029, because he set up the same kind of deal with him. So his agent was a genius, and when he signed all his deals, every one of them was after the first couple when he was done in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
he started signing deals with everyone else. His agent made the Mets and the Orioles give him a deferred deal. He's like, "We'll take nothing now, just pay me forever."
That's incredible. And the percentage, and that agent said, too, if it's the same agent, because he's getting that percentage every year, too.
No matter what, yeah.
Yeah, every year he gets it. So, I mean, that sets him up, too. I mean, both of these guys are pretty smart.
But his deal actually made other people do this, and I want to read some of these, because it seems like Bonilla gets, all the press for it, but there's other people who did this. So let me look. So Brett Saberhagen gets $250,000 a year from the Mets till 2029, because he signed he decided to get 25 years worth of $250,000 in 2004. The Mets are paying multiple people forever. No wonder coupons are broke. Anyway, Matt Scherzer will receive $105 million total from the Nationals that get paid out through 2028. So if he retires in 2023, he still gets paid for another 5 years. Manny Ramirez has been collecting parts of his $24 million from the Red Sox through 2026. He stopped playing how long ago?
Oh, it's got to be the last World Series,
maybe. So he's still getting paid. You know, they don't bring that up. They only bring up Bonilla because Bonilla's deferment was like 40 years.
Yeah, I mean he was. I mean, no one ever talked about that, right? It's just like you get your money, you keep going. This guy says $1 million a year for 40 years. I mean, the people are like, what? So,
I'll throw one at you. I bet you would never imagine. Okay, but it just ended this year. Bruce Sutter, when he signed with the Braves in 1985 or before 1985, he signed deferred money, and that the Braves had to give him $750,000 a year for 30 years.
Can't beat that. You can't beat that. And Bruce Sutter, again, another good player. But that's a smart way of doing business, you know?
Yes, absolutely. I'm not sure. I don't think the Wilpons were the Wilpons the owner of the team then, or was it Doubleday?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Look that up. Justin says yes. I'd have to do some research. But I love when it's Bobby Bonilla Day, because what happens is then people post all this stuff on social media that make you laugh. Like they post how when Bryce Harper's contract runs out, Bobby Bonilla will still be getting paid. You know,
right?
Bobby Bonilla's Day is a famous day.
Oh, the Mets are famous for a lot of things, Jim. You know,
a lot of things, and usually most of them aren't great. But, you know, this is a good one. I mean, how can you be mad at a guy whose agent was smart enough? Maybe his agent at the time saw Bonilla was spending money like he thought it grew on trees. And said, wait a second, I got to talk this guy into future investment because he just got $30 million or whatever from the Pirates and spent $29 million of it in 2 years. So I got to slow this guy down. We don't know.
And you know, you don't hear him. What is he doing right now? You know what Bobby Bonilla is doing right now? Does he own anything? Is he working?
No idea.
I mean, he's not in the press.
What's that?
He's not in the press anywhere that I see.
He's out on a yacht eating caviar.
He could be. Man. He could be.
You know, he never says anything. He doesn't come out and publicly taunt the Mets and say, "Hey, happy payday." You know, nobody hears from him.
That should be the new game. Instead of "Where's Waldo? Where's Bobby?" We got to find out where Bobby is. If anybody knows, because
now, do you know that when Bobby Bonilla signed his deal with the Mets for 5 years, $29 million. At that time, just to show you how much contracts have come since that time, 5 years, $29 million was the highest salary in the National League. $29 million
for 5 years.
Yep. So then he went to Baltimore and signed another deferred contract. Then he went to Florida and won a World Series when he was under Jim Leyland. Then he went to the Dodgers. Then he came back to the Mets. Then he went to the Braves. Then he went to the Cardinals. So he's been around the place. Says he was divorced in 2009. He has 2 children. Him and his wife started the Bobby and Millie Bonilla Public School Fund.
There you go.
Let's see. He also, the last time he's publicly been seen, like doing anything public, he said he participated in 2014 with Dave Winfield and Joe Mauer in the Dave Winfield and Joe Mauer, I guess, run a Players Trust All-Star Golf Tournament. And he played in that in 2014.
Wow. I mean, it looks like he's helping out causes. I wonder how much his wife got of that. Because if they were married at that time, I don't know if they were married at that time, but if he was getting that money.
They got married in the 1980s. So he was married before he ever, by the time he broke in the big league, he graduated in they got married young. He pretty much by the time he hit the big leagues, he was married.
So I imagine she's getting a little piece of that little salary he's getting too.
Yeah, but he's getting almost with the Baltimore money. He's getting almost $2 million.
Right. Well, I mean,
he's got to give her $200,000. That's nothing. But here's the little thing about Bobby Bonilla. So 6-time All-Star, World Series champ with the Marlins in 97, 3-time Silver Slugger Award, career statistic. He had 279. Just over 2,000 hits, 287 home runs, and 1,100 RBIs batted him.
Yep.
You know, a trivia question to warm you up for later so you don't get smoked. Do you know what team Bobby Bonilla made his debut with in 1986? And it's not the Pirates.
1986, Bobby Bonilla made his debut with. There would just be a guess, but I'd say, let's say the Yankees. I don't know.
No, the White Sox, but
there you go. Why is it American League? So
he's from the Bronx, so he's in Denver. Bobby Bonilla is from the Bronx, but happy Bobby Bonilla Day. I know you low profile, but if you ever find this recording, I'm proud of you. Don't let all the haters hate or make fun of the Mets. You made a smart deal. So you don't go broke, even though you might, for all I know, you might have saved all your money and be like just living in the lap of luxury. But still, who doesn't want almost $2 million a year just deposited in their bank account?
And I mean, there's no risk. There's no risk. It's not like you're investing in anything or you're putting your money out there. That's a guaranteed check every year.
And he gets that full check. I don't know when he gets the Baltimore $500,000, but he gets the full check from the Mets today. Do you think Bobby Bonilla every year when he wakes up on the 1st, he just wakes up with an instant smile? Like he rolls over out of bed and it's just like,
He's got to be a happy man come July 1st.
He goes down and grabs his phone and plugs into the app for the bank and sees, $1.193 million deposited. Let's move it around.
That's got to be cool. And hopefully his wife did get half of everything and he's only getting $500,000. Because if she is, I imagine every July 1st, she's got to look at the phone too.
Well, the only good news for him is his kids are grown now. So child support is over.
That's true. Very true.
You lose a lot of money with the child support. That's dangerous.
That's true. And you imagine making that amount of money, that she was getting a lot of child support money for those. So if
she's, they're doing what they're doing, and he's living the dream, and I don't knock him at all because it's all about business. And
I don't hate. Good move, man. Good move.
I mean, I don't know who his agent is, but y'all should stop worrying about Scott Boras and maybe talk to this guy because this guy knows what he's doing.
No doubt.
So anyway, we move on to basketball. So Adam Silver said, Adam Silver's like I always talk about these athletes who I'm like, just stop talking. Stop. Adam Silver needs to just stop. Stop. Adam, every time we build excitement for sports, we don't need you. He did this a couple days ago, too. We don't need you to come on the air every 2 days and tell us that we're on track, but coronavirus spread may stop. Do you need to kill our buzz every 2 days?
And not only that, we don't know that. I mean, first he comes out and he says that this is too big to fail. It's going full speed ahead, blah, blah, blah. And then he turns around and says, well, if there's more positive testing, we know that. We're not dumb. If teams are going to start all falling apart because of coronavirus, we know that basketball is going to be canceled. Let us have hope. Let us look forward to something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, come on. I mean, we're finally getting excited. Why you got to be such a killjoy all the time? Every 2 days, take the mic away. We love you, Adam Silver, but shut up. I mean, let us have this couple of weeks before you crush our hopes and dreams.
And let us know when something really happens. If it hasn't changed, if you're still going ahead, and it might change, but let us know when it does change. Because we already know. I mean, we're not stupid people. We already know that if things get bad, of course they're going to halt the season. That only makes sense.
Absolutely. All we're trying to do is enjoy a little bit of what we got.
Definitely. Definitely.
I'm starting to see some tension. Like they're not saying it publicly, but you could kind of tell that there's some tension right now between the NBA players who are going to play and the ones trying to sit out. And we talked about this the other day. We said, would there be tension from the players who don't play? And now you feel like you're starting to see it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because why else would a team make an announcement that says all our guys are in?
Yeah.
Unless you're taking a dig at the people that some of them aren't.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, unless it's some kind of injury update or some kind of thing. I mean, you don't have to come up with that announcement. Let us know who's not in. I mean, if
the Celtics came out with a poster and everything, that's like, we're in.
Yeah.
We're at home.
Yeah.
The Celtics are basically saying y'all are cowards. We're in.
That's right.
So
I mean, listen, everybody has their decision to make with this, I guess. And if you feel unsafe or you don't want to get paid, I don't know how their contracts are when the NBA. I know we were talking about yesterday how baseball is prorated. I don't know if it was renegotiated in basketball. I didn't hear nothing about it. So, I mean, maybe they can take the year off and maybe they get some kind of supplement. I'm not sure. I didn't look it up. But, I mean, if you don't want to play, you're scared, don't play. I mean, if you're scared for your family and yourself, don't play. But I mean, I'm glad the Celtics did that. I'm glad LeBron James spoke up too and said, we're going to go play basketball.
Well, and in the NBA, like, you're already getting the privilege. I mean, you guys get tested, you get the results the same day. Us little folks, we got to wait 5, 7, 8 days.
Yes, sir.
Not the cure, but by the time we find out, we're dead. So, I mean, at least you're getting the same, you're getting the treatment the same, you're getting to find out the same day. So, they should, and they should honestly, at this point, they should just kick the Nets out of the restart and throw another team in. Give another team a chance to play. They're all going to fit. Give it to somebody who wants it.
Yeah, a lower ranked team. Who cares? Yeah, let them sit out. Let them all sit out. And you know something? Again, we talked about this last night too, Jim. I mean, you got two people in there that want to create controversy, that love the spotlight, that want to be here I am. Never mind the team. It's going to hurt. It's really going to hurt the Nets down the line. Not just this year, but years after too.
Absolutely. Well, one interesting thing I did read was that some sports, I think MLB specifically, has mentioned that coaches of a certain age they weren't going to have around the team because it was too much of a risk. The NBA is telling coaches that age will not prevent them from making the trip to Orlando.
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of older coaches in the NBA. I mean, I guess there's older coaches in the Major League Baseball too.
No, I think Major League Baseball probably has the oldest of
you
coaches.
Would think.
You'll see like a bullpen coach. The Mets guy last year was like almost 80. I mean,
just
golf cart him out.
Just on a side note, I mean, remember Don Zimmer charging after Pedro Martinez? The guy was what? I don't know how old he was, but he ran in slow motion up to the mound. I mean, and
Pedro dropped him, and then people were mad. And I'm like, listen, Pedro's 105 pounds wet. That's the only person he could chuck is like an 77-year-old man.
I mean, it was. I shouldn't even laugh about it, but it was kind of amusing. And you're right. There are a lot of old bench coaches in the league right now. So that's what I just.
So everybody out there, be excited about NBA basketball. Just don't watch Adam Silver ever talk.
Yeah,
definitely equals killjoy every time he gets the microphone. So I don't know. I don't know why if you're going to do if you're going to change it, you just if you got a major announcement to say, go ahead and say it. If you don't, it's the same. Yeah, and don't come back. You know what? At this point, only come up to the microphone and warn us about the virus if you're coming up to the microphone to say it's too bad, we're going to cancel.
Very simple. Right?
Other than that, don't come up to the microphone and talk about the virus. And in one aspect, you got to ask yourself, and I guess I don't even know where they would do this, so it's a hard question to ask, but why the NBA did not have a backup plan if Florida is, if just happens to be like they didn't know at the time, but Florida outbreak, and now it's all over the place. Why did they not have a backup spot?
It's a good question. It's a real good question, and I didn't like to play it anyway. That like we said before too. Like I said before, putting all the players in a dome where they're all inside next to each other, and if the virus does hit, it's going to wipe them. Everybody's going to be positive. So I didn't think it was a great idea anyway. I think hockey has a better idea, even though it's 2 hub cities. Still a little dangerous. I think baseball has the best idea to play outside and not to travel as much. And same thing with football. We haven't really seen what their plan is, except they're going full speed ahead. But I just don't. I don't like. I mean, I guess NBA has to play inside. They ain't going to play outside on the courts. But I mean, I agree with you. To put them all together in one spot it seemed kind of crazy to me too.
But they have to have a plan anyway, thinking ahead. Because if you look ahead, the following season, let's say if it starts in October, you can't just have a whole season be played in Orlando.
Oh, No, not at all. So, I mean, I don't, Jim, I agree with you. I don't know why they picked one spot and they were going to have all the games in that one spot. And like I said, if somebody gets the disease, suppose they had another spot anywhere in the country and they divided it up. If Orlando gets hurt or hit, at least you still got some games going on. I don't know if they would want to play it, but I mean, at least you got some NBA going on and we could watch some games. Doing this, you put everybody at risk in one spot, and that could just wipe out.
They're pretty much doing it all in, all out.
Yeah, definitely.
All out. So then on other news, and again, you're listening to Big Guy Sports Radio Network live on Facebook and streaming on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network app. You can like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Big Guy Sports for all your latest news, notes, and to watch the show live. So moving on, we go to hockey. And you got to tip your cap to hockey here for a minute because hockey, maybe this is why baseball's so pissed off. Maybe they had inside information. Hockey's paying out all their bonuses.
Yeah.
So they have $300 million due to be paid today.
Yeah.
With the Maple Leafs getting $60 million owed. The largest bonus is Austin Matthews is getting $15.2 million. But they're paying it. There's been no cut of pay in hockey. Now, granted, hockey almost played the whole season. They were like 11 games away from being done.
It's very true.
So they were down the stretch. But, you know, you got to tip your cap. I mean, they could have tried to be a jerk about 11 days, especially for a sport that out of the four major sports makes the least amount of money.
That's very true. I mean, yeah, I think you got to appreciate that they're taking care of the players and not trying to take them 11 days off the schedule. I mean, I don't know. They are having –
but they're not taking away their money.
Right. But they are also, Jim, they are playing, the 15 extra games too. And I don't know if the playoffs are divided about, is that part of the base salary of the players? Is that extra money? Are they getting paid?
Well, no, because the teams that are playing in that playoff series, which at the most it could be is 5 or 7 games, it could be 4, 3, whatever. Those guys they're not in the playoffs yet.
Right. So they're not making that playoff money.
Season pay. There's no playoff money unless you win that series.
Right.
But regardless, there's 11 to 12 games from every team that's never being played. Like the guys, like, for example, the teams that are home and they're not even getting to play in. They played 11, 12 games less than they should have played this year, and they got all their money.
Yeah, I mean, you got to appreciate that. So, I mean, it's good to see hockey step up, and they come to that agreement with the players and the owners to make sure that happens, and that's excellent for the game, and it makes the hockey players want to play too. So that's really good.
Right. And speaking of hockey, that's what I was just going to bring up. Alex, always our fans trying to kill my next note, Alex. So the NHL was trying really hard. They had it down to 6 cities in their search for 2 hub cities. They wanted really badly to have one of them be in the United States, in Las Vegas. But now Las Vegas has broken out again. So they got away from that. While they haven't made this official, it's going around, so it's pretty much official. They've selected to play all the games in Canada, Toronto and Edmonton. And I have nothing wrong with that. With that. If Canada's got a lot less cases than the United States, so send them over there, let them play over there. It's probably safer. It boggles my mind that America, out of all the countries, is the worst at controlling this virus outbreak. And I've had arguments on Facebook, and I don't want to get off of sports today, with people where I've been like, some people are blaming the government. And I'm like, how do you blame the government for them telling you guys to stay inside and you don't listen? How is it their fault that you don't listen?
Yeah, I mean, we can do postcards outside
everybody's house. And every other country is smart enough to listen, while everybody in America is trying to act like it's some kind of made-up crap. Well, that's people talking who haven't lost anyone from the virus. Because I swear if one of your parents had passed away, or your daughter, or your friend, you wouldn't call it a hoax. You would say, oh. So, but anyway, that's a side note for another day when I can, if they ever let me go on CNN and yell at somebody. So anyway, or whatever news station. I don't even know which ones are out there anymore. But looks like Canada is going to be the place.
Yeah, and And we said that too, Jim, when we were talking about before what hub cities. We mentioned Edmonton and Toronto too as good possibilities.
Well,
I mean, look,
Las Vegas, but
there's no fans, there's no home game. It's all going to be on TV. Does it really matter if they play in Las Vegas or Toronto, or it doesn't really matter? It's still the same. The ice is still the same. The arena is still basically the same. They're going to play hockey, so at least we got hockey.
Well, the only thing you could say about that is Toronto and Edmonton are both in the play-in scenario. So the only thing you could take from that is the only advantage those two teams would have is the comfortableness of being home.
Agree. But wasn't Vegas involved and had a shot at the playoffs?
No, Vegas was where they wanted. They were going to do one Canada, one and in Vegas, but Vegas has recently broken out, sort of like Florida.
Right. So, but I mean, the Vegas. Well, like I said, I mean, it's basically the same. I agree with the comfort thing. We talked about that before, where you're home and you're there and you got your friends and your family and stuff like that, and you aren't, you're not in a strange area, so that will help a little bit. But I mean. The hockey stadiums are basically the same. It's the same length, same width. The goals are the same size. I mean, so we're going to see hockey. It's going to be on TV. There's not going to be fans there, but at least we get to see a sport being played. Right.
I mean, because you could say, well, why don't they put it in one of the cities of the teams that are not competing? Because those are not safe cities.
Right.
You really want to hub all the teams in Newark, New Jersey, for the Devils? Right. You ever been to Newark? I have. It's not exactly the greatest place in the world. So I don't know, I don't know where you want to, what you want to do it. But, hey, Canada's all about hockey.
Oh, my God, yes.
What's wrong with Canada? Like, I remember when I've been to Canada, and let me tell you something. When I went to Canada, one of the greatest places I ever visited was where the Canadians play. I mean, it's right in the heart of town. It's not like, where you go somewhere. It's almost like MSG. It's just right in the heart of town. You go and you walk there. They're so passionate about hockey. I mean, it's crazy.
It's their number one sport, man. That's their number one sport. I mean, that's what they play for and they live for up there. And that's why the Canadian teams, especially Canadians, that were so good for so long. I mean, they were a dominant hockey team for a long time.
Yeah. And another thing just to make note of that, because they've been keeping it, again, hockey does a lot of things the right way. The NHL, excuse me, and the NHLPA are currently in discussions on extending their collective bargaining agreement.
There you go.
And you know what? You haven't seen it in the press. You haven't seen them arguing like a bunch of babies, like baseball. Nobody argues as much as baseball. They're working on getting it done and keeping the sport healthy.
Keep the dirty laundry in the hamper, man. Keep it there. That's where it belongs.
Yes, absolutely. So we're almost there. And the commissioner doesn't come on every day and say, if stuff breaks out. If it doesn't break out, we'll be on the air.
Yeah, exactly.
If the moon comes up tonight, we'll play.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm happy that he actually is, able to stay quiet for a while.
Yeah, just make your announcements and keep moving, man. Just keep moving.
Just do your stuff behind the scenes, man. Get it done. Sign an agreement. No strike. Nothing like that. Just play. Get on the ice. The people who don't watch hockey are haters because they don't know how exciting hockey is. Because they're too used to watching sports where they go to commercial every time the change of possession happens. Imagine you went to commercial every time someone took over the puck in hockey. The game would be 12 hours.
Oh, my God. I mean, but that gives them a chance to get up and get their potato chips and, their soda. They're used to it now, Jim.
If you're a real sports fan, you should be prepped. The table should be filled up face style.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll tell you exactly how it's done during football season, where I'll have the beers and the pizza and the wings and the chips, and we're ready to go. Yeah. You only get up to use the bathroom.
At halftime, that's it. Bathroom at halftime.
Luckily, with football, you get 92 times you can get up during the game because they have about 82 commercials, halftime, and 12 hours of pregame shows. So
and that's not counting the replays or the long discussions the officials have over whether the guy touched him before he went up or not. So to catch that pass, so those are the lot breaks in action you get too.
Oh yeah, challenge,
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Soccer too, no commercials. It's great.
Yep.
Hockey does very few, just a couple.
Hey, listen, I went to see him live, Jim, and there's nothing more action-packed than going watching hockey live. Nothing more like it. Nothing like it.
So before we get into our game show today to see which one of you two are the smarter guy, tell me about hey, listen, somebody's got to win.
Listen, he's got a computer. You see him clicking over there.
I'm going to watch.
All right.
Tell me about the Aaron Boone conversation.
Okay, so when I was on a conference call with Aaron Boone, they were talking about the starting pitchers. They said he said he felt good about his starting rotation. There was no injuries. You know, Siriano is out right now. But other than that, they're all healthy. He won't push him. He won't push him too hard in the beginning. Yeah, Severino, of course,
he's out till next year, right?
Right. Is he worried about the season ending because of the virus? He says, I can't control what happens with the virus. His job is to lay the foundation to win a championship, to get the team focused and playing their best no matter the circumstances.
Okay.
So the philosophy changed with players, which was pretty interesting, because is he going to play more of the regulars because it's only 60 games instead of 162? He said, of course, the strategy might change, but he loves it. But he loves the depth that he has on the team right now. He's going to be leaning on his bench to help with regulars because he's a little worried about an injury will take you out for half a year to a whole year. So again, you know, he wants to be prepared in case of injuries, and he's going to lean on his bench a little bit. They asked him about a 6-man rotation that some teams are talking about to give the pitchers an extra rest, and he said they'll adjust as they go, but right now it's a 4 or 5-man rotation, and if he has to make adjustments, of course he will. The health considerations, he said his main responsibility as far as the virus and precautions is to drive the message of social distancing on and off the field, holding everyone accountable. Saturday is the official workout date. That's the testing has started already for the players, as you know. Mm-hmm. The civil unrest, he said he's excited about the players expressing themselves. The culture in the clubhouse is good, and to speak their, to be able to speak with their mind and heart. Addressing and communicating with the team, he said, because of the social distancing, he said he would have to address the team like in groups 4 times instead of once.
Did Boone mention today? Is he at the stadium?
No, he did not. In fact, I don't even know if he was coming from the stadium at that time. I guess
today's recording day, so I wonder if he's coming in today or
they didn't mention where he was coming from, either his home or the stadium. He said he was encouraged very much about Andujar. He's very healthy this year. They'll be playing outfield and infield on the corners and third base.
Outfield, cover your eyes.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you before we do this, me and Matt.
The question you were going to ask Boone.
Yes, so I'm going to ask you.
Aaron Boone. Excellent.
Yes, because you want to know something. I'm going to tell you, big guy. They only want to talk to the New York Post and the New York Daily News.
You got to pay your debt to the
ESPN. I mean, they didn't talk nothing about the rule changes. I mean, we got the coach in front of you right now. This is what you want to talk about. What are you going to do this year with the new rule changes, right? You got a man at second extra. You got all kinds of rules going on in there right now. So this is my question to you. You'll play Aaron Boone.
I'm Aaron Boone. Okay.
You're here.
I said voice, but I'll be in.
Okay. So here it goes. With the new rule on relievers, that you could only have so many relievers per inning, less than you used to have. How will your strategy change in the bullpen use?
That's a good question.
See?
I can't tell you that, Mac, because I'm going to keep my secrets to myself. And I'm or Boston to find out.
There was only one mention of bullpen, and of course he said, well, the whole team. But they didn't try to, what are you going to do about the rule changes? Because you got to change what you've been doing for the last how many years with relievers. I mean, you're going to have to stick with one reliever at least one inning now. I mean, there's no more.
You're going to find the answers to that, because I think Boone and Cashman and all those guys that you've been sitting on with, I think they do this weekly. So you're going to be in there weekly.
Oh,
they got to say. And you might have to wait a year to ask your question because, we got to move up the chain.
Yeah.
At least you're on the call. There's a lot of places can't even get on the call.
I mean, Associated Press is bigger than us. Come on.
Pretty much. Pretty much. They should take care of us because we're going to make them look good because we're not out to put them under the bus just to make a dime.
Exactly. And it's funny to watch. It's funny to listen to the reporters out there. Hi, Aaron. How you, like they know him personally. And you know something? They I don't want to say suck up. They are very nice to the press. Very nice. If something's wrong, they stop what they're doing. They make it right because the press is very important. Very important to them guys, you know.
Well, at least they talk to the press. I don't even know if the Mets talk to the press. So, you know, that's something you got to factor in. But that's good stuff today from Aaron Boone. Yes, we have a man on the inside.
Yes, sir.
Not a lot of people can say that, but we do. You know,
so hopefully the Mets will let me get in there. I don't even know if they have press conferences or not.
I know the Wilpons just fired 25 of their workers, longtime employees. Some sell tickets too, so they're just so broke they're just firing people now.
Well, I'm working.
You go ahead.
I'm working on the Rangers, the Knicks, the Nets, and the Islanders. I'm trying to get into that media too. I hate computers, Jim. I hate them. I got to do it for the show, but I actually going to have a Twitter account, man. I'm going to be knocking on their door. Not only
Alex will go nuts if you get in there. In Justin, if you got the Rangers, they'll go crazy.
I'm good. I promise you, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to start getting in on them too. So, and a lot more guests are coming up. I've got guests coming up. We got one coming up Saturday.
It's coming up Saturday.
Yeah, and I'm working on some other big names behind the scenes. I got a connection to some of the bigger stars in sports. So hopefully in the next few weeks, you're going to be seeing a lot more
on the Yankee guy tonight or tomorrow, and I will share it all over Yankee land.
Oh my God. Yes, it will be.
You ready to get your show if you know more than Matt?
He's got a computer. I know he'll be like this.
I'm not going to cheat. If I see him on the computer, it's automatic 0 points. Let me bring it.
You're gonna buzz him?
I'll come in hands up, baby. I got you. I can throw the keyboard away. I don't even need the keyboard.
All right. What happened? I know what happened.
Mac, listen, I know you got all the experience on me, baby. Hey, I respect my elders, man. It's all good. If you kick my butt tonight, I only had
it works because this is not as tough as you think.
He gave me a question already, right? This is what he said. He says, what team in 1986 did Bobby Bonilla break in with? No cheat.
Bobby Bonilla in 1986?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was listening.
Okay, so I don't feel
listening. No, I wasn't listening.
Let me explain how this works.
Was it Cincinnati or Toronto?
At least I was in the right. I was in the right division. Anyway.
Let me explain so everyone knows how this works. Who's watching? Okay, this is a 2-part game. The first half hour is Family Feud style, which is basically where I have the questions. They asked 100 people, and I know how many points for each question. Where I might say, like, this is not a sports question, but like, name 4 things you would do when you're out at a restaurant, and you're gonna each take turns picking one and see if it's in there. And you get the amount of points based on where 100 people in America voted.
Wow.
It's like Family Feud. These are cake questions. These are not trivia.
Let me just say that this is catching me a little off guard because you know the situation. But we're here. We're going to do it. Mac is on, big dog.
Let me go about the second half because that's where it gets tough. After the first half hour of Family Feud, and we total up your scores. Then we go into the second half hour, which is trivia, like the Bobby Bonilla question, where one of you goes, you get a chance to answer. If you get it right, you get 25 points. If you get it wrong, you lose 25 points, and then it goes to the
man. So sometimes it's better not even to guess then.
No, not a guess is wrong. That's
man.
But I promise you, I'm only going to pick questions for the trivia because I got like 200 of them that you guys have a shot to get. I'm not going to pick them. So let's start with an easy one. Remember, this is so based on which answer you pick is how many points you get. Because it's like, sometimes you're on Family Feud, you say answer and he goes, and Steve Harvey looks up, and since, I was almost about to become Steve Harvey the other day, and it says, only 4 people said that. Well, you get 4 points. You know what I mean?
Okay, I understand.
All right,
now.
So here we go. First question. We're going to let Matt go first because he's younger. All right? If he gets an X, you get to go twice in a row.
Do we have an X that's going to come over my face or anything?
I don't. But I all right. Other than boxing, there are 3 answers here. Other than boxing, name a sport in which you're likely to see athletes fighting.
Hockey.
Hockey is the number one answer. 62 points.
Hey, you see that, Mac? You see that, Mac?
Boom, boom.
Name a sport in which you're likely to see athletes fighting.
MMA.
This is probably, I don't know, it's going to start before MMA. So MMA is like,
oh my God, MMA, they fight guys.
All right, Matt, you have a chance to get both answers right. Give me two.
Oh, boxing. Let's see. I said, what did I say the first time?
Hockey. That was the number one answer.
Hockey was the number one answer. That's what I said the first time. And honestly, what? Baseball.
All right, you don't get two choices now. Back to Mac. Name other than boxing. Name a
blank right now.
To see athletes fighting.
Athletes fighting. Gotta be football.
Football is on there for 8 points. It was the number 3 answer. So this is the last chance. Matt, you either get this one.
I don't get to go twice.
You do get to go twice. So I said, Matt, what's the other one?
Well, wrestling.
Got it. Ding, ding, ding. 28 points. All right. So that but you're ahead because you got the number 1. 60.
How can MMA not be on that list?
That confuses me.
For all I got this off the internet. This could have been put together in the 80s. I have no idea. I just grabbed what I grabbed. All right. So what might a professional, we're asking for 4 answers. Mac goes first now because Mac got the last 2.
Yeah.
What might a professional athlete do just after a sports game to avoid getting sore muscles?
I would say a sauna bath.
Soak in a hot tub. Good enough. 8 points. There you go. All right, Matt, what do you got? What would an athlete do to avoid getting
Mac, you ever had sore knees, baby, after the game and you went and dipped them in the ice bath?
That was nice.
Ice bath. That's a good one.
That's up there. Apply ice. 7 points, but you guys haven't got the top 2.
That's surprising.
A massage.
Massage is number 2. 19 points. Can you get number 1? Matt.
Hot shower.
Mac, 2 chances to get it, or we move on to the next question.
So stretch.
Number 1 answer, 48. Oh, Mac.
Yeah, good guess, Mac. What a guess.
All right, here we go. So now Mac won again, so he gets to go first. Name one of the 4 most popular sports that people bet on.
Oh, first one's got to be football.
Football is correct. 55 points. Number 1 answer.
Oh,
Matt,
horse racing.
Horse racing is number 2.
Gotta be
2 points. Mac, you have one of the last 2.
Boxing.
Boxing is number 3. Boy, you guys are good. 6 points. Matt, do you have the last one?
Basketball.
It is basketball.
Yes.
I did not give these guys these questions. I just want to let you know.
I just came from work, baby. Hey, I'm fresh out the Jeep here to see you guys.
All right. I'm gonna do this style for 15 minutes. Then I'm gonna go into 45 of trivia, and I'm gonna also let the guests get involved for a free shirt.
Ooh,
Oh, big guy shirt. All
nice.
Right, so let's see. Name something you'd find more of at a sporting event than a movie theater. Top 4 answers. Mac, you first because you're still winning.
Hot dogs.
Hot dog is the number 3 answer. 10 points.
Seats?
No, you'd see seats at a movie theater.
More? It says more.
All right, so
like more of.
Yeah, more seats at a stadium than at a movie theater.
Yeah, you never been to Cinerama, my friend.
Oh, now we're playing semantics. I quit. I'm
got
out here.
another answer, Mac?
Yeah, popcorn.
Eh.
There's no popcorn at no ball games.
No. Let me reread the question. Name something you find more of at a sporting event than a movie theater. Movie theaters have more popcorn than sporting events.
Right. So
The question is more at a sporting event
Right.
A movie theater.
That's debatable.
One answer for probably movie theater.
That's debatable.
Go in here and steal one. What do they got?
Fans.
Fans is number 2. 31 points. So we're missing the number 1 and the number 4. Matt gets to go again because you had an X. He gets
so that you see more at
a
sports
sporting event than a movie theater. But you're not. You got an X. He goes twice. He got one.
Oh man!
Wow, pump the brakes, Mac. Pump the brakes, baby.
I'm ready.
What do you got? One of these is cake. The other one, I don't think you'll ever get. The number one answer is cake. I don't know how we're not here yet.
Well, if it's cake, then you just gave it away, or is it not actually?
No,
cake?
I mean it's cake.
Literal cake. All right. More of at a sporting event than a movie theater. Let's just say, I guess you could say more beers.
Number 1 answer.
Yes.
50 points. I was like, why no one would say beer?
Oh,
Mac, can you get the last little one?
Well, it's got to be sports players, right? There's no sport players at movies.
That's what I almost said.
Did not make the cut.
I almost said athletes.
Mac, can you steal the last 6 points?
I really have no idea. Let me take a shot here, and I'm going to say there are more. Oh, I have no idea, Jim. Say cars outside.
Yelling was number 4.
Oh, that's horrible. That's who are these 100 people?
This is from the Family Feud website.
Get them out of here. Get them out of here.
Oh, man.
Oh, well, thanks for the context. Now I know it can be some silly stuff.
All right, let's see. No, that's no good for sports. All right.
No.
I don't know who wrote that question. All right, so keep going.
I don't know who wrote any of these questions.
All right, so there's 5 answers. Now Matt gets to go first because he's turned the tables. Name a sport that people might play at a family reunion.
Football.
Football is number 1 answer, 54 points.
Easy money, baby.
Yes,
Matt,
sir.
what do you got?
That they would play at a family event? I'd say softball.
That's a good
I'll
guess.
give him baseball, 21, close enough.
That's a good guess.
All right, what do you got, Matt?
Well, I wouldn't even know. I don't really go hang out with people too much, but I'm going to go ahead and guess they might play a game of pickup basketball.
Basketball is the last answer for 6. I don't know if you're going to be able to get these two, Mac, but they're old timer stuff. So I'm giving you.
There's a bunch of different. You're saying it's sports, not games. So
sport, they might consider these sports.
They might.
Volleyball, they play at houses all the time. So I got to go with volleyball.
Nope. Go ahead, Matt. Can you steal this one?
I know who it is. I know what it is now.
All right.
Badminton.
Oh, bocce ball, for God's sakes, and croquet or something like that.
Oh, what are we doing? What are
You're
we
done.
playing?
You got too many wrong.
No.
Number 3 was horseshoes. Everybody plays. And number 4 was frisbee.
I was going to say ultimate frisbee because
frisbee ain't no sport. Get out of here. That's a game.
That is disappointing. That's a disappointing set of answers. I took the lead there. I had to take the lead.
I don't know. I think you're still behind.
This is the last one of this kind of stuff. So here we go. And so Mac goes first now. Which sports, in order, 5 answers, are more popular in America than other countries?
Okay, so it's got to be football.
That's 65 points. That's number 1. Matt, name the next 4 highest rated sports that are more popular in America than other countries.
Baseball.
Baseball is number 2, 17 points. Mac?
Basketball.
Basketball is number 3, 7 points. 2 left. Matt?
Let's go with outside football, baseball, basketball, soccer, hockey.
Hockey is number 4. That's 5 points. Can you get the last one, Mac?
Boxing.
That was a good guess, Mac. Boxing. I would have taken that guess, but
when you hear it, you'd be like, "Oh, that makes sense."
Not here though. Let me see here. We got all the big ones covered, man. I don't even know.
This is the lowest point. It's only worth 3 points.
Am I really trying to have a career in sports broadcasting and I can't name 5 major sports in America that are more popular than the rest of the world? Rugby, lacrosse.
Nah.
That's a good.
Last shot.
And there's no differentiation between women's and men's here. It's just a sport, right? All right. Okay. All right. I have to say golf.
Golf it is.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh.
I tell you, it made sense, didn't it? Once he,
It's not a sport either, Matt. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
It's so casual that it doesn't even feel like a sport.
There's nobody tackling them when they're putting
the swing in golf.
Sport, you got to walk it.
Yeah, I know. I love golf, man.
I told you later, but it's pretty tough. It's pretty tight. I'll have to reveal the thoughts later. Otherwise, I'll have to pause the show while I get a calculator. Right. So now we're going to go to Yankee. We're going to go to trivia, not Yankee trivia. I'm going to scroll through, make sure there are questions that I know you guys have a shot. I'm going to start with Mac. You each get one guess. If you get it right, 25 points. The other person doesn't get to go. If you get it wrong, you lose 25.
Ooh.
If you can get the first one, I'm going to be very disappointed.
What happens if I pass to him and make him guess first?
No passing.
Okay.
If you don't get this one, I'm really concerned.
I want to know the rules, man. I want to know.
You trying to loophole me, man? Mac just trying to loophole me?
Here's the first question. If Mac gets this one wrong, I'm going to be sadly disappointed. Because this is like a layup for you.
Okay. All right.
Which Yankee was nicknamed the Iron Horse?
Lou Gehrig.
There you go. You see how I could be concerned if you got that wrong? Like terribly concerned.
That's like what a layup that was, man. I didn't think I said that.
I would have got it wrong. It's okay.
Really? Okay.
I don't know anything.
This one's for Matt. You might know it. What team did Kobe Bryant's father, Joe Jellybean Bryant, play for?
Joe Jellybean Bryant played
His father played in the NBA for what team?
Wow, what a question. And I should know this.
I didn't even know his father played NBA.
Joe Jellybean Bryant, let's just say he played for the 76ers.
He did? Oh! Wow. And I didn't even see him move his fingers unless he's talking to Alexa. It's like, see,
I know. I'm just here. I'm here.
A family member is over him, feeding him answers.
I got a piece in my ear here.
I tried to look around. That was good. That was great.
The reason I said that is because Kobe and his Philly roots, and I just assumed that's where he grew up. I assumed that's where his dad was playing basketball. And
Great guess.
That's a good guess. That's a very good guess. So, Mac, here's your question. In March 2010, which Thunder player scored more than 30 points in his 36th consecutive game?
I'm going to have to say Durant. I'm probably wrong.
It is Durant. Well, you're either going to be Durant or Westbrook, right?
Yeah, I mean, my guess would have been Westbrook. I would have got that one wrong. I would have said Westbrook.
I almost said Westbrook. I
would have said Westbrook.
I don't know if I should ask this one. I don't know how well you guys know movies.
Hit it. Let's see.
I
don't know movies that well, but
you're risking yourself. I don't think you got it.
Keep it sports, then. I'm not that pop culture savvy.
Let's see. This one. You might get this one. All right. I'm going to put it out there. We're going to test your knowledge. All right.
Let's see what's going on.
Which tennis star has won 20 Wimbledon titles and 13 U.S. Open titles?
20 Wimbledons and 13 U.S. Opens?
Mm-hmm.
Who is Roger Federer?
Nope. He lost 25. Now, Mac, you cannot lose points, but you could steal 25. Do you know?
Is it? Can I ask? Is it male or female?
Yeah, it's a female.
Oh! I would have said Serena Williams.
You would have been wrong again, so it wouldn't have mattered.
I'm going to guess Martina Navratilova.
No. Billie King.
Wow.
He took it all the way back. She was the greatest female to ever do it.
I didn't take it back to the trip.
Happy Canada Day, by the way. It's Canada Day today.
And Bobby Bonilla Day.
Well, of course.
All
Until
right.
2035.
Yes. All right, so we're back to Mac for the question. I don't know if he's going to know this one, but I'll try. Who was the MVP of the 2018 MLB All-Star Game?
MVP of 2018. I'll go with Mike Trout.
That is a negative. Can you steal this, Matt?
You said 2018?
Yep.
Was it Josh Hamilton?
Nope. All right. It was Alex Bregman of the Houston Astros.
Am I still living in the past when I said Josh Hamilton? Am I thinking too recent history or too far away?
Little bit there, little bit. So
I had a couple of years there in between him and now where it's kind of a blur, but I'm not really sure what happened.
All right. You're never going to. All right. So let me ask this one. This is for Matt first. In 2012, Colin Kaepernick set an all-time playoff game rushing record for a quarterback against who?
In 2012, Colin Kaepernick set the all-time quarterback rushing record in the playoffs against
in
a playoff game. Let's see. He was in San Francisco. They were in the playoffs 2012. They were playing against that's a tough one. 2012?
Mm-hmm.
That was a year after the Giants won the Super Bowl.
That it was.
They were playing against.
Got to cue the Jeopardy music soon.
Oh, Seattle.
Nope. Can you steal this, Mac?
It was against the Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
Oh, good job, man.
That's a 25 steal. And I totaled up from the Family Feud thing, and coming into this, Mac was up 278 to 251 coming in. True.
I'm getting ripped off somewhere down the line here. I can feel it. I'm getting pencil whipped.
But now Mac's got a chance to double up, and this is going to go back to his roots. So let's see if he gets it. Who was the first person to repeat as Cy Young winner?
First person. Don Drysdale?
Don Drysdale. No. But, you're almost – I think they played for the same team, so you were close. So there's Matt. Matt deserves a I don't know if they were on the same team at the same time, but Matt deserves
they were on the same team. I know who it is.
Matt, who can you steal?
Does my face tell you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Does my face tell you? Okay. Let me think about this. The first player to repeat as a Cy Young winner. What was this, back in the 60s, 70s?
I couldn't tell you the year.
Hey, does his first letter of his name begin with S?
Yeah.
I know who it is. Come on, Matt. S.
That doesn't help me at all.
He's not going to lose any points here. It's either a get it or he gets nothing.
S. It starts with an S. I'm supposed to know this then, Mac, aren't I? And when you say it, I'm going to be like, no stuff.
One of the greatest pitchers of all time, dude.
Why does this happen to me when you put me on the spot? My brain freezes, and all I see is your face condescending me for not knowing anything about baseball. Oh, my goodness. I'm so stressed out right now. I don't know, man.
All right. All right.
Just give it up. I give it up.
Sandy Koufax. All right. Let me see if
I have no idea.
Let me see if I get Matt one he'll know. How old was Barry Bonds when he hit his 500th career home run?
41.
Mac, you want to steal this for free?
I would say, 35, 36? 35.
Nope, it was 36. You almost had it.
He was old. I knew he was old. I knew he was above 35. I was like, he was old.
45 or something crazy. Get out of here.
It's a free.
I said 41.
All right, so Mac gets a Yankee question here. What caused Aaron Judge to miss playing for 8 weeks in 2018?
Injury to his ribs.
Nope. Matt, you want to steal it?
The wrist injury.
But it wasn't to his ribs.
It was a wrist injury.
It was a wrist injury. So Matt needed that bad because he
needed that real bad.
It's fine.
I needed that real bad.
Here's one for Matt to hopefully get himself back in. We're going to find out. What team did Seth Curry sign with for the 2018-2019 NBA season?
Oh, I spoke about this so much. He was with the Blazers.
He was. Wow. Matt is coming back. Coming back.
I had to think about it. I was like, I watched this game on TV the first time they played.
So some breaking news while we're in the middle of our, our little thing here. I don't even know if it's breaking news, but Buster Olney is a pretty, we can get into this Saturday, but Buster Olney is a pretty long time influential baseball reporter. He said during an interview today that he believes there's a 5% chance the baseball season starts on time and a 0% chance they finish the season.
Correct. That is what he said this morning.
Well, that's what he said. So that's not very confident. Listen, is Buster Olney related to Adam Silver? Is this they're talking
Could
about?
Could be. He's an inside man. But listen, did you see? I was on the way home and I was listening to one of the radio shows up in New York, and they were saying that the NFL confirms that they're cutting the preseason down to 2 games now.
Yeah, we did. We discussed that last time.
I wasn't watching,
but that was just for this season. But I know they wanted to permanently. Yeah. Anyway. They don't like. We had a discussion about this, Mac.
Yes, we did.
My phone was dead on the way home. I couldn't watch you guys.
Yeah, I didn't like the. Don't worry, we'll be on the app soon. I told Mac I don't care about preseason. Mac loves preseason. We did a whole 15.
Yeah, we did. Yes,
I can tell you that. All right, this you might get it because now I got to add the numbers.
Is it my turn?
No, you just got the one right about the Trailblazers. That's beautiful. You're back in the game. Mac, who coached the San Francisco 49ers in their blowout win in Super Bowl 24?
George Seifert.
Yes. Wow. You guys,
good job, Mac.
That's impressive. I had no
Great
idea.
job.
I had no idea that he would get that. All right, Matt. Which NFL? That was good. I can't.
That was really good.
NFL team hired Steve Wilkes as their head coach.
Which NFL team hired Steve? The Cardinals.
Ooh, boy, they're heating up. And then they don't even see there. I go to the next page. That's how bad they're heating up here. I didn't know he said that this morning only. I saw that now. Okay. Oh, here's one. Mac might get this, but this is more like, I think if you don't get this, Mac, I think Matt will steal it. I think he knows this one.
All right.
Where did 2017 NFL first-round draft pick Myles Garrett play college football? Matt knows. I could tell him he crossed his arms as a giveaway.
No, I don't. I'm thinking right now.
Myles Garrett.
I'm get your phone.
I got him.
Myles Garrett. Oh man.
So this is a gimme for Matt. He loves the college. So he's in there.
I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say Georgia.
No, if it was Georgia, Matt would definitely know.
Well, that's what I said. Matt knew it.
I wish he played at Georgia. That would have been amazing. He played at Texas A&M.
I told you he knew it. I knew it.
I knew it.
All right, so this is a chippy. So Matt, you're on a roll. It's your turn.
All right,
chippy. It's a.
Don't say that because you put me under a lot of pressure, Jim. See, you were putting me under so much pressure, you jumped out the screen.
Yes, you did. You froze, man.
Yeah, there he is. Hey, Jim.
And Mac's still gone, right?
No, Mac's here with us.
I don't see.
It's okay. He's here. What's your question?
I've been here twice. I have a feeling Mac's been here, so I don't know if you've ever been here. So maybe you'll get this. What city is the home of the Baseball Hall of Fame?
The Baseball Hall of Fame. My Cooperstown.
There you go. You've been to Cooperstown, Mac, haven't you? Matt,
Mac's definitely, but unfortunately, I've never been blessed enough to walk those hallowed grounds, but one day.
Beautiful, beautiful little town. Yeah. All right, Mac. The Kansas City Royals won the 2014 American League Championship Series 4-0 against what team?
Wasn't that the New York Mets?
No, that's the World Series. The Mets won a game. Who did they win to get to the World Series? Who did they sweep?
I should know this. Hey man, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Only so many teams in the American League.
That's for sure. There's so many teams in the American League. Great
So many teams in the American League.
Damn.
Should I give him a hint, Matt?
No.
Okay, no hints, he said.
I'm getting my butt kicked right now. I'm not going to go ahead and get any leverage off you.
You're ahead now. Max,
Oh.
fine.
Give him a hint then, because I don't know.
All right, they're from the AL East.
Oh, you gave it away. I know who it is, though.
So I'm going to say Toronto.
Nope. Chance to steal, Matt.
Ooh, Tampa Bay?
Nope. All right. Baltimore Orioles were in the American League
That was
Championship
my first guess, but I felt like it was Tampa.
under Buck Showalter, too.
Oh, really?
They had that really good year, remember?
That's right.
Kyle had it. Kyle had it. Kyle said the Orioles.
Excuse me. Who went first there?
That was Mac's question, yeah.
Okay, so this is Matt's. Now, Matt, I can promise you if you don't get this one, Mac will.
Oh.
Who is the Say Hey kid that hit over 600 home runs?
Who is the
Nicknamed the Say Hey kid that hit over 600 home runs?
Why have I've never heard that before, Jim.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I haven't. I've never heard that before. The Say Hey kid?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
you said it. Jesus Christ.
He played like that sometimes.
Why don't I know that? I don't.
You should know this, man.
The Say Hey kid that hit over 600 home runs. Griffey?
Mac Steele.
Willie Mays, dude. Willie Mays.
I know that. I don't know that nickname. I've never heard that before. I haven't. I've never heard that before. That is the first time I've ever heard anyone say that.
Oh,
Wow.
I knew Mac would get it, so that's why.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say that before.
Okay. Now you did. Now you know.
All right, so now it's up to Mac. So Mac has a chance here to get back.
I need a history book.
That's an easy one to say, hey, kid. And how many people have hit over 600 home runs? In what city is the Little League World Series played every August?
I should know this.
Little League World Series. Every year they play in the same place? I thought.
Mac first, but yeah, they do.
I should know this. I should know this like the back of my hand too. I'm just gonna take. I'm just gonna take a guess again. Huh?
Take a stab.
Yeah. I'll pass it to Matt.
Just gonna take the negative points and pass.
No, I know. Listen, I'm gonna say where they have the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna say Cooperstown.
Nope. Matt, can you steal this?
The Little League World Series final round is played every year.
The whole thing is played in one spot.
Really? I don't.
Yeah.
It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
South Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
What? Why?
I don't know, because it's always been there. I'm gonna skip where the Volleyball Hall of Fame is located.
I definitely won't get that.
I'm gonna skip the National Lacrosse regular season. Let me see. Yeah, all right. This one's good for Mac. Okay. What team did head coach Lenny Wilkens resign from in the NBA in 2005?
I got that question wrong. It's his turn, right?
No, it's your turn. Oh, no, wait. Yes, you did. Matt.
Is that what team did Lenny Wilkens
Resigned from as the NBA head coach in January 2005.
The Atlanta Hawks.
Can you steal it, Matt?
Oh, I thought that was right. I'll go with the Portland Trail Blazers.
This is a New York show. The Knicks. Oh, my Lord.
When was Lenny Wilkens the coach of the Knicks?
In January 2005.
That was probably for that month.
Didn't we make the playoffs in 04?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. All right, this one. Now we're on Mac first. I don't know if he can get this one, but we'll try. I'll give him a small tip because he needs it. Who won the AP Offensive Player of the Year award in 2011 NFL season? All I can tell you is it was a quarterback.
2011 NFL
season. Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. Going back to 2011. Ladian Thomas?
Who?
Ladian Thomas?
It's a quarterback.
Oh, you said quarterback.
Oh, I was like, what the hell, man?
Lady Tomlinson? No, okay. He's not a quarterback. No, he's a running back.
One more guess, because we only got 2 questions left. Then we go back. Then we get a winner, and we go back to.
Is it my guess now since he guessed LaDainian Tomlinson?
Yes. Let him have it. I messed up. It was supposed to be a quarterback.
All right, can you steal it?
2011 AP Player of the Year quarterback. Let's go with Aaron Rodgers.
Drew Brees. All right, so here's the deal. We're on the last question, and this is crucial because Mac right now has 253 points, okay? And Matt has 276. Matt, you have to get the next question right or you lose the game.
All right.
If you get it right, he gets a chance to come back, and we keep going until someone gets one of them wrong. Okay? So here we go. For the game, Steve Carlton pitched for what major league team in 1980?
The Phillies.
He's still alive. Oh my God, that was so good. So angry. What's under that hat?
I want to find one that he can get right. Hold on. I want to get, Aaron Rodgers, as Kyle said, won the MVP the year that Drew Brees won Offensive Player of the Year.
That was close.
Yeah, you're very close. I was going to say Ben Roethlisberger was a quarterback. So
I don't know if he'll get that. I got to give him one that he's got a shot.
I don't think Big Ben's ever played well enough to earn Offensive Player of the Year or MVP, in my opinion, but that's just something for another time.
Here we go. This is, again, for the game. Mac wins if you get this wrong. Which Buffalo Bill was elected to the NFL Hall of Fame in 2007?
Jim Kelly.
You lost the game. You don't matter if you get it right, but do you want to guess?
I would take a shot and say Bruce Smith.
No. Thurman
Thomas. That's what
it was going to be. That Thurman Thomas. Someone was going to say Andre Reed. We were just going it down. So, Mac, you have won the game by a little.
Barely.
And I would just like to say, for the record, that hopefully we have enough sporting news that I never have to play the thing again out there. God, this is just how bad it was today, because it's just, it's tough right now. People are, everybody's out there trying to do something. I haven't seen Doug in a while. Our friend Doug, who goes around and tells everyone their team sucks and the Redskins are great. He's been like, I haven't even seen him on Facebook.
He was talking Rangers earlier. I saw him talking Rangers earlier. But
it was Justin. Justin was telling everybody.
Hey, one question, though, before we push on. Who's our fan of the month? You know who I nominated, right?
Tyrone.
I nominated Tyrone.
I have to. I'm just, I'm building a new website, so he's got to.
Okay.
I have to lock myself in a dungeon and write 900 articles before I can release
them.
That's how much space is on this website. So one interesting note I will bring up, I don't know if you guys saw, the NBA is reporting that the Orlando bubble will cost the NBA more than $150 million.
Oof.
So they're going to pay Disney and whatever the cost, I guess, is to house people and have medical support and be able to run it. 3 months is $150 million.
Disney's going to knock their head off.
And they may not even finish. They may not even finish. That's all paid for now. They may not even finish the playoffs there.
Once they test everyone and they see that, once they realize everyone can be contained, I think they'll be okay. They might be able to finish if they do it right. But I think the players are going to be the ones with the issues that's going to come out and say, hey, man, I can't be out just isolated all the time like this. Those guys want to go out and interact and stuff.
Well, it's going to be. We'll get into it a lot on Saturday when we speak baseball, but obviously Buster Olney is just an insider, a good one. But I mean,
Yes.
not Jesus. You can't predict what's going to happen. But, that's not like, sometimes, these insiders, they make predictions, they'll say this or that, or, oh, I think this guy's going to sign with this guy. But those predictions will be, kind of like in the middle. So it gives them wiggle room. To say that there's a 5% chance in his mind the season starts and a 0% chance that it finishes is not him playing the middle.
That's strictly opinion.
Saying, I guarantee it, and throwing himself on a ledge. Do you see that as a bit extreme?
Yeah, he's kind of that is an opinion. Like there's nothing behind that.
One, no? I mean,
but there's nothing based in fact behind it to say that would be the case. For him to say that he's that confident that it's that low of a percentage to finish, I don't think so. But he knows a lot better than I know. I don't know nothing compared to Buster Olney. Don't get me wrong.
See, but you're right. That's not his expertise. His expertise is in the history of baseball and insider moves. That's his expertise. If they get to the point, I mean, is there a difference, guys, between being tested positive, which everybody's being tested now, or actually getting sick from it? And to me, that's the biggest question that they're going to have to answer. Are you going to stand there and say, because 10 of your guys tested positive, that's it? Or are you going to see if they really get sick from this flu? They're athletes. They're young guys. They're in great shape. So what is their limit, Jim? Where are they? When are they going to say, 10 people got tested positive, so we're closing down, or 10 people got sick, so we're closing down? That's what they haven't said.
Right, because you would think that when they would have a situation, you're having 60 guys with your taxi squad, that you're just going to keep going unless the whole team, but with the problem that you have with this virus, and this is the problem, this is the thing that I've learned over the last few days now, is my wife and I are going tomorrow to get tested because she's, had some throwing up, some vomiting, and some headaches. That's gotten better. But what scares you the most about the virus, and I can't speak for the players because I don't know what's going to happen, is because people want to bring up the flu and this and that. But with the virus, the scary part is that it's two things. Number one, that sometimes it doesn't show up for 14 days. And then number two, and you could read about this, you'll get it, have a bad Monday, like my wife did. And, you think, oh, well, Tuesday, Wednesday, it got better, so maybe it's nothing. But then this virus can sit for 5 days and then hit you super strong again. And you just don't know when it hits you to what level, because right now we don't have a cure for it. We don't have a vaccination. So it's all really just can your body handle it? Yes or no?
Right. The fact of the matter being, even if somebody tests positive, like, yes, like I understand what you're saying, Mac, they're athletes, they're healthy and stuff like that, but it doesn't matter. Like, those guys have kids at home, they have families at home, and just because the odds are slimmer that it affects them in a negative way. But the fact of the matter is, it's not just necessarily about them. I could be perfectly healthy.
It could be your kids. I know someone in my fantasy baseball league who, he was told by somebody that, hey, I tested positive. We were around each other hanging out. You should go get tested. This guy went and got tested, was told that he tested positive, and for the next 3 weeks, until he went and got the test that said he's no longer positive, he did not show a single symptom, but he had it. So it hit everybody different.
What I'm saying, though, what I mean, though, okay, you test positive. Well, now you're not going to go back to your family. They're going to be tested almost every day here when they play, or at least every couple days. So you test positive, you stay away from your family, see if you get sick. So you're away from your family for 14 days, or whatever the duration is. What I'm saying is that I haven't seen anybody say, okay, this guy tests positive, he's sick, and because he tested positive, and this guy isn't sick, what is the difference? You know what I mean? Okay, you tested positive, so you got to stay away from people. That's fine. But what I'm trying to say is
the difference between testing and saying it's so bad we need to cancel the season.
Exactly. So I haven't heard.
My thing, though, when you test people, and I don't know how this works, but they say that it can lay dormant in you for up to 2 weeks. If it's laying dormant in you, but you're tested, will it tell you you're positive or not until it comes out of dormant?
No,
that's a question you have to ask a professional, I think.
Right.
You'll find out, Jim. You'll find out, Jim. If you test, whether it's dormant or not, it's still inside you. You're going to see that.
I'm just saying for the players, but we do have some more breaking news that just came out about 15, 20 minutes ago, because as you know, as we've discussed, some of the sports have said it'll be up to the cities, the state. It'll be state by state basis whether those teams can have fans at their games. New York has just announced no fans are allowed at any sporting event. This came out. New York, here you go. New York State has issued guidance on professional sport competitions as part of Phase 4 of the New York Forward program. The state says that professional teams can resume in the state, but with no fans. Ensure that no live audience fans or spectators are allowed to attend or permitted to enter any professional sports venue, even if it's outdoors. Prohibit fans from congregating outside the venue. They're not allowed outside the venue, and implementing a security plan to safely disperse any individuals that try to gather outside the venue, so there will be no tailgating. Several guidelines will be in place for staff, athletes, and venue personnel, such as maintaining 6 feet of distance whenever possible, wearing appropriate face covers whenever possible, limiting the use of shared spaces, limiting the number of individuals on a site at a given time, ensuring that all staff, athletes, venue personnel receive training, proper hand hygiene and cleaning and disinfectant protocol, limit of sharing objects, providing and maintaining health hygiene stations. So no sharing of food and personal items. So New York has been the first state, as far as I know, to publicly come out and say we're making. It just happened 15 minutes ago. It just came through. They said no fans are going to any baseball or football games in New York. And also, I don't quite understand the whole not sharing thing, because you share football. I don't know. I mean, not share what So I'm not going to share a hamburger with somebody, but so New York will not have fans at all. Not even further 1,000 fans.
The further along we go, man, the more and more it looks like we're not really going to have a chance to see too much going on as far as fans and stuff are concerned, being in venues, until they're going to end up having. I don't really know what to do as far as how to control it, because there's really nothing. You can't test everybody at every game. You can't do instant testing at the gate. What are you going to do? Sell out? Do a bubble. Sell out a stadium and let those same fans come every week and watch the game. There's nothing you can do. You understand? There's nothing reasonable. Exactly. There's nothing feasible or reasonable that you can do.
Matt, until they come up with a vaccine, I didn't think that there was going to be. They keep talking like there was going to be fans here. I didn't think so, because there's no way that you can have fans go and you're going to say they six seats apart, but they're out in the parking lot together. You know what I mean? So there's no way, as you're saying, you can control that. So I really didn't believe when they said you could have 5,000 fans that was going to happen. I mean, that there's going to be no fans. If the players want to play, they're going to get paid and they're going to play, and it's going to be on TV this year. Yeah. And just get used to that. That's the way it's going to be.
Did you guys see that the Packers gave Jordan Love a fully guaranteed $12.5 million contract?
Yes, I did.
And they gave him a $6.5 million signing bonus.
Well, I looked at that and I didn't feel that anything on that was out of line, just because of the fact that I looked at some of the bonuses that other players received being picked where he was picked. Maybe a little bit high, but I mean, he's the future. They drafted him for 3 years from now.
Fully guaranteed though, man. Like, you give him fully guaranteed money. Come on. Like, what? That's crazy.
He's the guy that you think in 3 years is your long-term quarterback. Why not?
You're putting 12.5 plus 6.5 into speculation of a guy who came from a smaller program.
It might be quicker than that. You watch Aaron Rodgers get a little attitude. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be in Green Bay in another 3 years. I don't think that's happening.
No,
I really don't.
No, another 3 years left, I believe, on his deal.
He'll be out of there before then.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Especially if he struggles even a little bit, because albeit what they called a down year for Rodgers last year, it was still a great year for most quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He holding up against another quarterback, So I know he still has a lot of football left to play, but I know he just kind of rolled his eyes when they didn't draft him a wide receiver in the first round.
Did you see this thing from the soccer players in Florida? So the MLS is getting ready to hold a tournament next weekend inside the Disney World facilities, right? And one of the players put a picture of like a skinny ham and cheese sandwich they bought at Disney Disney charged them $65.
That's what they're doing. They're inflating. Listen, a lot of Disney, the thing about it is a lot of those places inside of Disney are private vendors. Okay, and so like when they know spring training is in town and the Braves are in town and all these teams are coming and going and they're staying at the local hotels up there and these players are coming in, they have to eat and stuff like that. Things you'll see on the menu that are normally $10, $12, they're charging $30, $40, $50 for, you know, because they know these guys have the money to throw around and buy it and they have no choice but to buy it. So, you know, Disney has their own little way of doing business and that's for them and that's cool. And best of luck to everybody on the property and to Disney as a company.
You get a better sandwich at Jersey Mike's for $8.
Talk about taking advantage of the situation, right? We talked about the Patriots taking advantage of the situation. Look at these guys. Look at these guys getting $50 for a sandwich. Wow.
It's questionable at best to allow those practices, but I mean,
wow, questionable. But I remember being at Disney anyway in February last year with my wife, and you know, a hot dog and a bag of chips was like $9. So
it'll run you up there now. It's costly.
Well, I get you. We planned, but I get you. So we got the weekend coming up. We got 2 good shows coming up this weekend. We got the baseball show on Saturday. We're gonna tell them a little bit about our guest for Saturday.
All right, the guy that publishes book here, and it's a very popular book. It's about the Yankees. It's called The Franchise on the Rise. It's my personal book. He's a well-known author. He went through a lot of different people to get this book, you know, put together and written.
Name? Give me a name.
Is his name or the name of the book?
Oh,
his name, Dominic Amore. So Dominic Love. So this is the guy that's going to be on
the book.
Not me. I haven't. I got it from my sister for my birthday. She knows how much I love the Yankees and the history of baseball and stuff like that. So she got me that book, and behold, I look on the cover and I say, he's from around here. I know him. I can get in touch with him. And he also writes. He's a columnist for the Yankees. He's been covering the Yankees forever. He has a lot of awards from the Sports Writer Association. Very knowledgeable man. Very knows a lot about
talk Yankees or book or both.
I would love to talk to his book to start off with, so people can see what this book is. Maybe
what's coming out, or is the book that you're behind?
This I know was just released 2 years ago, so I haven't talked to him about any more books. But he's covered the Yankees for many years, so we'll be able to talk about his book hopefully.
And get some interview.
Yeah, get some information about the Yankees too. Because
we have him coming up this Saturday. Saturday is obviously a baseball show. Camp opens Friday, so we'll be able to talk about camp. We'll be able to talk about this other. I want to touch base Saturday on this other ridiculous story that you know, how they're saying that, this is just like I want to talk about today. I'm just giving you the highlights for Saturday. It's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And Major League Baseball said that they're not allowed to tell us which players test positive for coronavirus.
True.
That's gotta be like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, because if Aaron Judge disappears for 3 weeks, we pretty much know why. So I don't really know why.
That's probably falls under some kind of HIPAA thing or something like that. I don't know.
That's Saturday, but that's
well, when I talked to Cashman guys, that question was asked of him, and he said it's not an agreement that he can personally say the names of the players that have this, because it hasn't been negotiated. And you know how those union and owners go at it. They don't want to get
Yankee fans crazy if that happened to Aaron, because they're going to be wondering the whole time, does he have the coronavirus and we'll see him in 2 or 3 weeks? Right. Or did he hurt his ribs? You know, They're not going to know, because they're not going to say anything. We're going to get into what Derek Jeter had to say about the negotiations, which I'm very interested to get into, because I didn't read it yet because I was saving it for Saturday. And so I don't know what side of the thing he took, but I sure hope that now, since he's an owner, he took the owner's side and didn't cave in and take the player's side. So that's where you get put in a tough spot, because you used to be a player. If he took the player's side, then if I was the owners, I'd shut him out of meetings. I'd be like, all right, go ahead, Derek, enjoy, go play somewhere else, because you're not a player anymore. You're an owner. So you got to be owners now. That's
got to be smart.
That's a decision you decided to make, but I didn't read the thing. So we got the Saturday thing. Hopefully, I haven't heard a date yet, but I'm hoping that soon Major League Baseball will announce the official schedule, so we know who's playing who when, so we could start to get into, where are the Mets opening the season? It's official now, because it's not official yet, that the Yankees are going to Washington. Where are they going next? I really want to I really want to see who's going where and what days and what times are the games on, and are they
who's a certain pitcher, all that stuff.
Doing what? So they're reporting to camp Friday. I don't know what MLB is holding up on the schedule for. I mean, there's got to be an algorithm. You can pop that into an Excel sheet and it pops it out for you. I mean, I could create schedules for fantasy baseball in like 5 minutes. So, we're going to talk about that. Hope we'll have some news. Well, we all saw the pictures today. The Yankees were showing up at the stadium. The Mets were showing up at the stadium. We'll have some news. We'll even talk about Buster Olney. Hopefully he'll elaborate a little bit so we know he's not going crazy. So hopefully, he'll come out and elaborate a little bit. And then Sunday, we got the football show. We got some more players threatening to hold out if they don't get more money. We'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about whatever the latest Giant and Jet news will be. We talk about Joe Judge, who made a little statement today, and I just told him, welcome to the club, my friend. Welcome to the club. So Joe Judge permanently came out today and said, I'm not too crazy about these New Jersey taxes. I said, welcome to the club, my friend.
Yeah, welcome.
Club. We're all paying too much in taxes. Welcome to Jersey, okay? So, that was his statement of the day. He doesn't like New Jersey taxes. You could have stayed. You could have go live in PA and just commute.
Yeah,
it's cheap,
right?
Take a helicopter to work every day.
So
whatever you're gonna do,
and like little things like that, we'll bring up. But we got baseball, we got football. It was our man, Derek Holmes today's birthday. We wish him
happy birthday.
Both gave him he got like two big guys sports birthday greetings today. So it was his birthday. He shares a birthday with Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yeah,
does he know that?
He didn't get that deal. He didn't get that deal, though, did he?
Day.
Oh man. It's so I'm ready for these sports. All I keep thinking about is Yankees Nats opening day, Garrett Cole, Max Scherzer. That's all I'm like.
I get to come on
excited about.
Scherzer dominated you guys yesterday.
You're out of your mind, buddy. What's wrong with you?
Every time I think about sports coming back, I look at the calendar and realize we're still 3.5 weeks.
Yeah, man.
We haven't gotten any closer.
I'm hoping the Mets open with Atlanta. I really am. I'm hoping they open with Atlanta.
I don't know. I mean, the Mets actually are the best team in all of baseball for opening day record over the last 25 years. They for some reason, they always win on opening day. I don't know what it is.
They probably open up against the next worst team in the league every year.
Baltimore. Come on.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, Baltimore.
They get a little cakewalk to open up. All their fans get hyped up, and then they'll let the beat down ensue.
According to Buster Olney, we should just start thinking about turning this into a television, a TV show, a show about television shows. Because according to Buster Olney, there's a 5% chance they even start.
Do Mets fans feel sorry for Jacob deGrom and Noah Syndergaard, those guys out here just having bomb monster years and just
because
no bat support whatsoever?
We might win it all this year. We have a good team, so
you have to score runs to win games.
That's the best part of our team is the offense. That's the best thing we got going for us.
We had a discussion. I told Jim I think the Mets will finish around 38 wins this year.
That's a playoff team, my friend.
I really do.
Maybe in the NL. I don't know.
In Vegas to go to the playoffs, but yes, Alex is right. Alex on Facebook says we should start talking more MLS, and you are right, Alex. I am going to start bringing up MLS during the week.
Atlanta United, baby.
Let me tell you, his boy scored his 700 goal yesterday.
Korean baseball too. We got to get to know the players in the Korean baseball.
Mexican baseball. You want to hear something? If they ever cancel Dominican baseball, Robert who comes on and sometimes
there would be a war.
Miserable. He wouldn't even go outside. He's already boycotting baseball until they let fans in because he's so hyped up about the Puerto Rican baseball or the Dominican. You imagine if they canceled that? Oh, he'll be devastated.
He'll be losing his mind.
Maybe he could be a reporter for Dominic for Puerto Rican baseball for us or Dominican baseball. We could get Rob Bonilla out there and he can give us updates and stuff.
Yeah, he would be pretty devastated by that. I could tell you that. So. But we will, of course, we're going to soccer we're going to talk soccer. We're going to talk everything, but they just, 700 goals for his man. He finds
the best of the best.
Faster than Ronaldo by a little bit.
He is the best dog. Dude, some of the things that guy does with a soccer ball and the way he can play that, and the speed he has, the acceleration with the ball at his feet, you can't beat him.
I'll take Pele any day. Any day.
Throw it back.
We are done though. We have made. We get 2 days off, and then we're back on Saturday.
4th of July. I was trying to take a vacation, Jim.
No, my 4th of July is inside because it's going to take 8 days to get test results. I'm just going to be sitting waiting. You don't want to go out and irresponsibly, infect other people.
Oh, I think I'm going to just run up and down the streets. Yeah.
I don't want to talk to any of you guys for 2 days.
I'll see you. Yeah, seriously. I'm not even standing around for the after meeting.
There's no after meeting today. We're out of here. We're done. Thanks, people, for watching, and we'll see you for the baseball show Saturday.
Bye, guys.
Have a great day. Have a great day.
You're listening to the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.